Hey guys, what's up? This is Matthew Davis, me once again. Welcome back to another movie review, aka After I Saw. This time it is going to be on Presence. This movie is directed by Steven Soderbergh, and it involves a family who move into a new house. But of course, in the house, there is actually something living inside with them, known to be an entity that follows them around throughout the majority of the film. I know it doesn't really sound like anything new or special, but yeah, the poster definitely makes it out to be a horror film, but it is far more of a supernatural drama. So people are more than likely going to go into this movie expecting a horror film when it really isn't. There's no jump scares, there's no major amounts of blood or anything like that. It's not even really violent. It's a lot more of a family drama. Lucy Liu plays the main lead, and she's going through a lot after her friend passes away. And the movie definitely gives you ideas of what exactly this whole thing could mean. We know it definitely tackles the things that go on in family lives, about how it seems that they're falling apart. Though a lot of the time it focuses on multiple different family members, rather than just, focusing on the one family member, that being Lucy Liu. Now, I've heard very little about this movie. I don't even remember seeing a trailer. All I know is that I had to watch something better than Flight Risk, because I just know there are more good movies in January. I just really gotta dig in. And thankfully, this definitely made up for Flight Risk. Yes, it is very, very slow, but thankfully, it's very, very short too, so it's definitely not going to eat up all your time. Though when I went to go see this movie, I was the only one in the theater. At least I was the only one in the theater that actually liked the movie. There were 4 others who hated the movie. And after the movie, they talked about how much they didn't like it. Which is kind of funny, because Steven Soderbergh directed another movie that actually was a horror film, but more of a psychological thriller, called Unsane. When me and my dad went to go see that movie, there were other people that watched the movie that pretty much felt the same thing, except they wanted a refund. But this time, the people that came to see my showing, they were all like, well, that movie sucked, so they couldn't do anything because they watched the movie. But I can definitely see where they're coming from, because they would definitely have expected a little bit more of, a jump scare fest or something like that. But I really appreciate how it definitely has you thinking it's going to be more of a horror film, but it's a slow-moving film that definitely gives you hints of what exactly the whole film could, fully mean, because the movie definitely has a lot of questions that don't exactly give us all the answers by the end, but I didn't really mind it all that much, because when it got to the end, which I thought was a great way to end the movie, just raises a lot of questions that will definitely have people talking, unless you're the people that just walked out of the movie saying that the movie sucked. But I was definitely one of those people that definitely trying to wrap my head around exactly what the entire thing meant. Throughout the perspective of this movie, it makes it seem like it's mostly one shot, except when it cuts to, certain aspects of the film. Basically, the shot of the movie is basically seen by the entity, which nobody sees, but it definitely gives you hints of exactly what this entity means. Is it good? Is it bad? There are times where there are bad things that happen caused by the entity, but there's also some parts to the movie that seems that there's good to the entity. So whether it's good or bad, despite the fact we never see the entity, we don't really see anything fully horrific, I feel like it's a very engaging way of, having us connect with the movie more, unless you don't really care and expect to see a lot more jump scares. Yeah, the people who expected more for its horror elements are definitely going to be disappointed, but I knew about it going in before seeing the movie, and overall, I found myself really engaged. The performances all around are terrific, and I definitely connected with the family a bit. Though there are definitely some parts of the movie that I can't fully wrap my head around, it's definitely one of those multiple viewing type films. It's a slow-moving film, and it isn't entirely boring, as it definitely gives you introduced to the family a bit more. It's certainly one of those types of movies that will certainly have you think, but of course, if you're not engaged with what's going on, you're more than likely going to be bored by the movie. As for me, I appreciate what they were going for this movie. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a movie I'd watch again, because again, it's a very slow moving film despite it being very short, and all around it's something that I feel like it's going to be worth watching if you just really want to think, because it gives you a lot to think about, and by the end I really appreciated it. So yeah, it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but for someone who definitely expected something that would be more on the lines of family drama, which it is, with supernatural elements in it, I definitely appreciate it. It makes the movie all the more interesting, and I'm glad that I made the movie's presence when I went to go see it. Steven Soderbergh is definitely a very unique director when it comes to these types of movies, and I feel like for the most part he did a really solid job here. So yeah, but anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm really looking forward to seeing Companion. I've heard that's supposed to be really good as well. I'm sure that'll be a great movie to end off January. I know there's also Dogman, but if I was to see that movie, I would see Companion first. Also, I have another Bluey Top 10 list coming out soon, if you saw in my community post. And it involves this girl. I cannot wait to show it for you guys. I'm writing it now. I cannot wait to make the video because I have so much to say. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.